Welcome back to Rebuild Rescue. So today, guys, it's going to be a little bit different because the team and I, well, we've been doing so much stuff. There's been a ton of work that got done on the 401 already. There's been a ton of work that got done on the 235. We've been working on so many projects. We've been working on some businesses. We've been working on our foundation. Man, and Sam and I don't know if you guys saw the video, but Sam and I went flying all across the country. I mean, how much, we flew like what? 30 hours?
No, 25 hours.
We've had those airplanes for about a year and a half, but because of the 401 project, we couldn't really do anything with it. We didn't have the time. So we had to make the time. We're losing hangars at some of the places. We gotta get them back here. We gotta get them fixed. We gotta get them sold because we have a $300,000 goal on this and we're at $230,000 on the GoFundMe. So we gotta get to work and make some money on some of these airplanes, get some more funds. We're gonna put it towards that goal. What feels so good for a lot of us is saving these airplanes and these other things that are gonna be junk, they're gonna be scrapped, they're gonna be taken apart. You know, we gotta keep these airplanes flying because it keeps aviation affordable. Well, ish. So the other thing, we just got the rest of the other components for our panel for the 401. You guys know Avidyne and Aspen came on board as partners on this project. I wanted to lay this out. I want to show you guys. Check them out. We'll put a link down below. We also were able to take an Avidyne 540 that I already had for the Bonanza that I sold, and we swapped it out with the 440 because we're going to put the 440 in the place of the 430 that's in the Saratoga that you guys saw in one of our previous episodes. So we're planning on having our engine monitor underneath the Avidyne here. We'll have the autopilot underneath this, underneath the 540. It's going to be great and really capable. It's a huge project, but it's come so far. I can see a finish line. But to make that happen, we got to have.
We need wings on it?
Yeah, well, we need wings, yeah. Unless you're like going to carry it. So, you know, but to make that happen, we needed a bigger team than myself and Joe or Sam. So we've spent a lot of sleepless nights planning out something I want to show you guys. So this is Rebuild Rescue headquarters. This is the Rebuild Rescue hangar that you guys have seen us work in the 401 and a bunch of other projects. Well, now it's also home to Forward Aero. So if you guys remember, a few weeks ago, we had Devin and Aaron on the channel. They've been in the background helping with the 401. Well, the team and I thought it was our turn to help them out. So what we did is we partnered up with Devin and Aaron and we created Forward Aero. So Forward Aero is here in the background. You might have saw some of the guys getting some work on some other airplanes. So we created this shop here and we also created another Forward Aero shop over in York County at the York Airport. Devin and Aaron are two really good techs. They're young entrepreneurs. They really wanted their own locations and we really needed their help on the 401. But as you guys know, technicians aren't cheap. To get that done, Forward Aero was formed. So now, not only do we have some great technicians and two great shops that can help with the 401, we have some shops that can help the community, some trustworthy people that do really good work to help you guys out with your airplanes. And it gives us a chance as a team to get on some of the other projects we have, like this one. So many of you guys have been asking about the yacht. Right there it is. We still have the yacht. It didn't go anywhere. It's right here behind me over at Rescue Row where we keep some of our projects that we haven't been able to get to. The reason we haven't got to the yacht yet is because we still don't have a title for it. Who would have thought getting a title for an abandoned yacht would be such a process? But I think we're almost there. We should have a title for it soon and we can't wait to dig into it. Yeah, I can't wait to use it.
So I went ahead before I left yesterday, got the emergency hatch prepped, so I got that all jammed out, just like I did the front luggage compartment, and we already have the access door on the fuselage jammed out. That way when it's all together and we paint it, all that's already painted, we don't have to worry about disassembling and painting and reassembling and painting again. So just to make the later steps a little quicker and easier, and that's my goal, is to make things easier and get the job done. So I got the front gear all laid out here on the table. Jason started working on this a little while back. He got all the arms, springs, all that stuff primed. and ready to go. So that's all ready to be turned white. But then I had the main section of the gear, the strut, tire assembly and everything. I'm gonna start getting that disassembled. That wasn't cleaned or primed yet, so I'm gonna get started on that. Get that all ready to get painted. Hopefully my kid will be here to rebuild it. All the new seals and everything. Obviously, I'm not certified, so I won't be the one doing the reassembly. Although I might, if I have somebody here to help and work with me on it. So, but yeah, for now I'm just gonna get this broke down and get it cleaned up a while, and hopefully have all those parts in primer. And yeah, we'll see when I get my parts what all I need to replace and make this like new.
So Joe went ahead and finished all the front end parts, all the bearings. So we literally took this down to pretty much nothing. I mean, it was all bare. You guys saw there, he did a ton of blasting in the vapor home machine. So Joe actually came in as well over the weekend and cleaned this thing all up. Take a look at this thing. I mean, it looks brand new. These machines are like really, really durable. So I got to give another shout out to Vapor Home. The guys out there did an awesome job building this, and it's really durable. It was dirty. We were terrible.
Yeah,
It
felt so bad.
we were terrible keeping that maintained. But looks brand new again, and it's blasting brand new again. And look at these parts. Everything's all new. We got some new bearings. Yeah, the stuff just looks brand new.
Yeah.
It looks really good. So what we actually decided that we're gonna do, we are going to get a lot of the components, completely primed, ready for paint. And then we're gonna have the team here, the certified technicians, we're gonna have them go ahead and rebuild the strut internally, because we wanna make sure it's 100% perfect. So they're gonna rebuild these. We're waiting for parts. We decided to replace every single bearing, every single bushing, every single bolt. If you look at some of these bolts here, I mean, I'm sure it'd be fine. I'm sure we could clean them up and they'd be okay, but we're replacing them. Once those are replaced, we're gonna tape the bearings off, and then we're gonna paint these a nice bright white. They're gonna look really good. And then they're gonna get assembled. We're gonna stick it up there in the front end. So one of the things you guys are gonna notice with the Phoenix is we're not gonna always be working on the same component. We're gonna jump around a lot because there's a lot of components that we're gonna be stripping, we're gonna be painting, we're gonna be rebuilding. We're gonna have some of the stuff done by the technicians because they have to sign it off. They have to put their signature on it, and we wanna make sure it is 100% perfect. So we'll be working with them sometimes. Sometimes it'll be me, sometimes it'll be Joe, sometimes they'll be working by themselves. But we're gonna be getting a lot of stuff done in the background. We're gonna show you guys as much stuff as possible. We wanna move through this project swiftly, and guys, our list is like so long, and it's a lot different than when we disassembled it. When we disassembled it, you just pulled it apart. Putting it back together, you guys know, it's a ton more work. things are moving forward. It feels so good. If you guys look at these parts, yeah, when this has some nice bright white paint, and when you guys get to come and see the Phoenix and see what you guys have been able to do by joining in on this project and on the channel. We talk about it here so much about how much we appreciate you guys, and you know, we want to do the job that you guys deserve on the Phoenix. So yeah, so let's keep working at it, keep digging in.
So here I got the replacement gear for the 235. Shaggy already went. It's been apart, everything's been serviced, it's been rebuilt, and is now back together and passed off to me so I can get her cleaned up, primed, and painted. Most of what I've seen, everything's been painted, assembled gear-wise, which I think is kind of a good idea, because then you get a good coating of paint on all your bolts. And to visually check, if you see any cracking around there, you know to look deeper, but it'll just make it easier to give it a quick visual inspection. And as long as everything is intact and there's no cracking, we'll be good to go. So we're gonna go ahead and get started and get her looking all new again. So I'm over here with the 235. Jason decided he'd like us to paint the Firewall white, make it look a little prettier. Got everything pulled away, cleaned up, it's ready to go. All I gotta do is step in and pull the trigger. How nice is that? So yeah, we're gonna get this thing primed, let it set for a little while, then I'm gonna come back and paint it yet today. So we're gonna get started.
All right, so we're over with the 235. It's all ready for paint and everything. If you notice, we have everything tarped off over here. We use low pressure, low volume, and we kind of just dust things in if we are in the hangar. We're really careful about it. So we're just gonna dust this in. We're gonna get this all nice, shiny, and white. So when we mount the cage on it, it's gonna be new. You know, this 235 is gonna look really good. Can't wait to get it all finished up. We have a ton of new parts to go on it, and we're gonna be picking the engine up in about a month. So we want this thing ready. We want the gear on, fully rebuilt, all painted, nice bright white that'll match this. I know I'm not gonna wanna sell this airplane by the time I'm done. So let's get into it. Let's get this painted. All right, so we got the 235 Firewall all painted up. This brilliant white really brings it together. I can't wait to see everything installed on it and looking nice and brand new. Looks really good. Yeah, no, it looks really good. And I know it's gonna be a pain to keep it all clean, but when it's clean, it's gonna look good. I just got over here to the hangar, got my Rebuild Rescue coffee, and I'm walking up, and Aaron is working on the 235. I could see this walking in the door, like how good this looks, just coming in the door. And you guys got a ton of stuff done on this thing.
We're just servicing this truck, gonna get some nitrogen in it, and
Nice.
set it back down.
This is sweet. So I don't know about you guys, but seeing a painted Firewall like a clean painted Firewall instead of that galvanized stuff that really holds stains and everything in. So you guys took all of this stuff off of here. Joe was helping, got some of the paintwork done, brand new fork, brand new assembly, all painted up. Well, not brand new, parts of it were brand new, some of it was used. But this is gonna look, I'm gonna wanna keep this airplane.
I think you should.
I know I'm gonna wanna keep it. I wanna keep them all though, so we gotta figure out a way to keep them all. How can we keep them all?
Alright, so we have the caps for the control surfaces. This is for the rudder. This is for the vertical. And these are off the 401. The holes do not line up because we used the part off the 402. So luckily, I was able to find all the pieces for the 402 and all them holes line up. I test fitted everything, so I know I'm good to go. Got a couple small repairs to do. There was a little intrusion on the end there, so we're gonna go ahead and get that prepped. Another little spot here that I need to put a little filler, but I did that at the end of the day yesterday and figured let that dry till the morning. So I'm gonna go ahead and get these prepped up and get them in primer. So as soon as the parts get here, they could go on, and when the tail is buttoned up, it'll be totally buttoned up because these will be ready to go on as well. So we're gonna get started, get these repaired and in primer, and that way we can keep moving forward. So I went ahead, got all the rest of the little fiberglass end caps all primed up, ready to go. Now I still have the two little ones right here, and we're going to repair them quick. The other side's in pretty good shape. It's just going to need sanded and primed. This one has a couple blemishes I obviously have to take care of. The crack there, so let's do a little bit of fiberglass repair there. I'm just going to clean it up a little bit and smear a little bit of glaze over it just to smooth it out nicer. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started. So I'm inside the fuselage. I have a couple arms in here that I want to clean, service, and paint. These are to control. This assembly is all for the gear. We got a bar that goes out to the right wing and a bar that goes out to the left wing. And I'm going to be taking those out, cleaning them up, checking bearings, and we'll be putting a little bit of zinc chromate on there and getting them cleaned up, buttoned up, ready to go. So we'll go ahead and get started. Well, I got all my pieces removed. I'm going to take them over to the bench, inspect them, and clean them up and get them ready for primer.
So if you guys look at these control rods for the flight surfaces for the wing, threw these things in the vapor hone, and that machine like continually just impresses me because these things were pretty ugly. Guys, they look brand new. We're gonna get these things painted up, and yeah, then we'll be ready to put these in and get the wings on. I can't believe that we're actually gonna be getting the wings on.
Yeah, kind of hard to believe.
Yeah. So if any of you ever want to restore a 401, this is some of the stuff you're gonna have to do. If you look at all of these sheets from the maintenance manual, there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pages on balancing the flight surfaces, which you have to do before operating it after changing anything on the flight surface. So once it's painted, after flying primered, it's going to have to be done again, but it's what we gotta do. But look at, like, it's a lot. It's a lot that you have to do. And then also, I mean, we have the overhaul and replacement schedule, and this is an AD for the trim actuator. If you see right here, every 1,400 hours, these need overhauled. We're sending them all out. They're all gonna get done for the aileron, the elevator, and the rudder. And to give you another idea, here is the parts order form just for the tail. Trying to find all the parts that we need. It is crazy. So there's like all kinds of stuff, but it makes me more excited the more and more we work through this, because if you can't tell, it's all new. We got all new hardware. It's taken weeks to get that hardware in. This has been a crazy adventure so far. It's just been really cool, and I'm glad to have you guys along for this adventure. And I hope you guys are able to learn what it takes to do this stuff. All right, so you guys saw that there's a number of things that are, you know, it's an overhaul or replacement and or repair schedule. And the thing I thought of is we have these engines over here. The last thing that we want is to go and get these engines ready to install and then find out that we have some issues with them. Maybe there's an AD, maybe there's something needed overhauled because it timed out. Because these engines, this one here, it did have an IRAN done to it, so it was all pulled apart and it was all put together. It's a mid-time engine. This one is new from Ram down in Texas, but the overhauls are 10 years old. So today we're gonna dig in on them a little bit. I know we're gonna have to pull the mags at some point, go over those, make sure that they're greased up. There's not any old stuck grease or hardened grease in it. But also we're gonna wanna pull these little spark plug things out. It's actually got decadent material in there that absorbs any moisture. When the moisture is absorbed, it turns blue. These are still orange, so that's a really good sign. But we wanna look in there, we wanna scope each cylinder, make sure there's no surface rust or anything to be concerned about. Again, because if there is, we can send them out. So let's get the scope, we'll get our battery back up, we'll pull those plugs out, and we'll check them out. So this is the proper way to store any engine, is to get these little contraptions here. It pretty much looks just like a spark plug, and it's got like a filter base in it, and then it has this decadent material. I think that's how you say it. Decadent. What does it even say on there? Oh, it's in French.
Doesn't decadent mean like fancy?
I don't even know how to say it. I better look it up. Let me look it up. Desiccant. So it's desiccant. So are you recording this whole thing? Checked online and it is desiccant. Desiccant, decant, whatever. You put this thing in and it's got some little things in there and absorbs the moisture, so it keeps you from getting rusty cylinders. It's almost as bad as fuselage. Let's take a look in here and see what these cylinders look like. I think they look pretty good. I've definitely seen way worse than that, but it is good that we're going to be getting this thing on and fired up soon.
Is that too much surface corrosion, or is that like you fire it up and that goes away?
Yeah, I think we spray a little bit of lube inside the cylinder, and I think we turn the engine over. It's just literally a little dusting. Not worried about that at all. Let's take a look at this cylinder here. It looks like we got some oil in there. Tiny little bit of stuff on this one here. Again, I mean, the piston's down further in the bore, but you can see there's a good crosshatch there. That one looks good. And that one is pretty much at top dead center. So let's take a look at the other side. Hopefully it looks as good as the other side or better. If you guys see there's a little bit of oil. That's the bottom of the cylinder. There's the top of the piston. Yeah, that one looks good. A little bit of oil in there again. Yeah, that one looks good as well. And last but not least, this one is at top dead center. It looks good. I don't know about you guys, but I've seen engines that look a lot worse than that. You can tell that it was properly stored. You know, just having these filters in and not having any of them, change colors, we're good. I'm totally confident in this, at least the top end. So the only thing we're gonna do yet to this before we install it is we'll pull both these mags off, we'll clean them out, we'll check them, we'll just make sure that none of the grease got hardened from sitting. So they'll just get serviced up. I'm feeling really confident, and at this point, looking at this engine, I know that one's gonna look good. That really seals the deal for me that this was the most amazing deal that we could have got finding this over in Europe. Like that adventure of going to get it. Literally, when the guy here at the airport texted me and told me about that, I had called the company over there that had it. I was on a plane and over there within a day. This engine here is the one that Ram overhauled. It's a fresh overhaul. It's never been started. It's never been used, and it was properly stored. So I'm pretty confident that this is going to be in good shape, but you never know. So we're gonna check this out. Let's check this rear cylinder. It is at top dead center. That one is good. Weird thing is about a fresh overhauled engine though is why does it have anything on the crown of the piston there? That shouldn't be on there. I'm gonna take a little deeper look at that after I check out the other sides, but yeah, that's the oil there. And the thing I'm not so sure of is what's on top of that piston there, because if this is supposed to be a Ram overhauled engine, I'm pretty sure it should have nothing whatsoever on the pistons there. You can see a good crosshatch under all that oil. Let's check the other side. That looks good, but it just, I've never seen a fresh engine look like that before, so I kind of have some questions there. I don't know. That looks it looks a little less than fresh overhauled to me.
Maybe it's fresh and they ran a test cell.
That's what I was wondering. So if you look here, look at the
The oil's clean though.
yeah. See the top of the piston?
There's lead buildup on it.
Yeah, but for me, a fresh overhaul, you're gonna have fresh pistons. I have all the overhaul paperwork.
We'll have to look in the book.
Yeah, so we're definitely gonna have to take a look in the book. So, for me, that's if I'm overhauling an engine, all that's gonna be brand new.
Oh, of course they have to. I mean, it's a requirement.
Yeah. So.
Maybe Ram has some documentation on it.
Yeah. Well, and I'm thinking too, could have they test run it? Do they test run this before it leaves?
Yeah, they do.
So could have it?
They run them in a cell, yeah.
Okay. So we'll have to look at that. That's like it. Honestly, it does make me really nervous, but yeah, we'll just have to see. I'm glad we took a look at them, and now we know to dig in a little bit more, because when we go to put these things on the 401, I want them 100% ready to go. So maybe that's a good reason to port the cylinders or something too.
It's always good to have more power.
Yes, it is. It's always good.
The gaskets all look fresh back here, though.
They do. Yeah, like everything I'm looking at looks, says fresh to me.
Nice and clean, so.
Yeah. Oh, you checked it? Yeah.
What'd you check inside the crankshaft?
Yeah, forbidden gravy.
Yeah, see, look at the case here. Did they IRAN it or did they overhaul it?
From what I understand, it was an overhaul, but it's looking, I don't know.
I mean, it looks good. It had to have run. They wouldn't ship it with a tack gen or a starter. Not installed.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to look at the books, and because at this point that does make me a little nervous.
This all looks fresh to me back here. I'm not sure if the buildup is from pre-running it with oil, because when you install the cylinder, you're obviously going to have, you know, lubricant,
Assembly
or some kind of
lube and
assembly
stuff like that,
right?
cylinder lube, yeah.
So I don't know if maybe that's the buildup that you're seeing, or
To me, there should be like a picture on top there that says thank you for the 50 grand it cost to overhaul this. So, but yeah, the cylinders look good. There's no rust in the cylinders anywhere. You can see a little bit of.
there's a will, but it could be when they sit for any amount of time, the inboard cylinders will be have some will in them just from leaking past the rings, you know.
Right. Well, I guess it definitely going to look in, you know, that causes me to look into it a little bit more. Well, I guess at this point, you know, there's no rust in cylinders. You can tell there's a little bit of carbon buildup on top of the pistons, but this could have been ran in like a dyno cell or something like that for a break-in or anything. I'm not sure what RAM normally does. I'm definitely going to dig in and take a really, really close look at the manuals, at the literature that came along with these engines, compare the numbers and all that other stuff just to make sure that everything matches up, because I haven't done that since they arrived. So I definitely got to do that, and then, you know, from there we'll check the mags and stuff like that. If we have to pull cylinders or something, we'll pull cylinders. I don't really want to, but you know, pull the cylinders and make sure that everything's good. But I still like what I see. I did want to see a brand new piston and stuff like that, but we'll dig in. Yeah, we'll dig in and figure it out. So we're definitely going to go through all the bookwork, all the paperwork for those engines and make sure they're exactly what we bought and make sure that they're ready to go. But looking at them, it did tell me that we do have some homework to do. We do need to check them over. I have a feeling we're going to put them up on engine stands and we're going to have to clean them up. I also have a feeling we're probably going to have to pull those cylinders off and just inspect them. I want to make sure they're 100% perfect, and I also want to make sure that I know what we have, because when we stick them on here, I don't want to take them off for a very long time. So another one of the things that has a ton of ADs on and a ton of different service bulletins and stuff are these heaters. It was really bad. There was birds living on top of this for years. We stuck it in the vapor home, we cleaned it all up, and it looks really good, but on the casing here, there's a little bit of pitting, and I'm not sure if this is able to be overhauled or not. We're gonna send it out for overhaul. We're gonna send this one out along with it, just in case there's some parts. It's one out of another 401. This whole system needs all overhauled. Having a gas-fired heater in the front of the airplane, it makes me nervous. So I want this all overhauled, all brand new. There's a pump, there's all kinds of different components besides this that have to go out. So this is the blower and the pump assembly for this heating system. Now, if you look at this, and again, like I look at some of these things and I just can't believe they didn't have more problems with them. So this little pump here, it pumps the fuel into this heater, it fires. This is the blower that then pressurizes the heater. So they work really good when they work. They can tend to be problematic, but we're gonna send all this stuff out. Hopefully some of it's salvageable, but we're gonna send it all out because I don't wanna buy a new one of these. I think these things are like $11,000. So we're gonna send it all out. Hopefully it doesn't cost us $11,000 to have heat in the 401. If it does, we'll figure it out. But for now, we're hoping and praying these are gonna work. So the guys thought they'd get some signs because Devin's coming over and just landed. So we thought we'd rate him. Oh, wait a second. Actually, so that's Dimitri coming in the Trinidad. That's Dimitri coming in on the Trinidad. It's a good thing that they don't score me for my landings, because I'll tell you what, we definitely got some landing critics here at Rebuild Rescue.
Subpar. Incorrect.
Here comes a crew landing. I think Devin's probably flying right now. So that's the crew from Forward Aero over at York Airport. And here is the crew today with their scorecards. So let's see how their landing is. What score do we got for that landing?
2.
We got a 2. Man, you guys are rough, man. A 2, a 0, and a 0. So guys, we got the whole crew here. Like I said at the beginning of the video, it takes so many people to really get big things done. And these are the guys that are doing it, whether it's Rebuild Rescue, whether it's Forward Arrow, whether it's the Rescue Foundation. You know, we're putting together some big things, and we've been spending a lot of time. All these guys have been so dedicated. The guy behind the camera, Corey, he's been dedicated. You don't get to see him as much. He's always editing. He's always filming. Without these people, getting that 401 done, it wouldn't be happening. It wouldn't happen. I couldn't do it myself. And that's why we spent so much time putting together a good team. Our goal, I want to rescue as many things as we can. We throw way too many things away. We let way too many things rot all over this country. So we're going to be going out, we're going to be rescuing them at different times. First, we're going to get our yacht done, and we're going to get the 401 done. These guys are going to be getting it done. You guys are going to see them in different episodes at different times. And also, we put a link down below. Check out Forward Arrow. Check out Brandywine. Dimitri's over there. I know he's right over there. Awesome flight school, awesome service center, Forward Arrow, 2 service centers right here in Chester County. Thank you guys so much for being a part of the biggest thing, which is the viewers, the subscribers. You guys are the most important element of this. Thank you for giving your time, following along with us, and making it all worthwhile. Take care.